Okay, so one of the basic use cases for threads is creation of simple schedulers. So what do I mean by scheduling exactly in Python or in programming in general? Basically, there are many different ways in which we can implement scheduling and use scheduling. It can get very complex, but the use case that I have in mind for the purpose of this video is very simple. Yeah, I want to run a function. This function exists in my code base. Either I have written it or just simply exists there because someone else put it or it's imported from somewhere. Yeah, it doesn't need to be self-written. I just have some function and I want to run this function at fixed intervals. What are fixed intervals? Like each second, each 10 seconds, each minute, each 15 minutes, each hour, and so on. And this is the fixed interval. Of course, scheduling can also mean something different, like, or rather something more complex. Yeah? So I have many different things, there are many different functions, and I want to have different schedules for each of them. Maybe one of them runs only at 1 p.m. at, let's say, Saturday. Yeah, that's something more complex. Of course, there are like utilities on even not file system, sorry, operating system level, like Chrome in Linux that implement such things. But for like very simple things, you can implement a scheduler. Actually, you can implement it even for complex things. Yeah, but let's say it makes more sense to implement something from scratch if it's like a simple use case, especially for educational purposes, like we have in this video. Yeah, then you can just use standard Python. You don't need any external dependencies. Since you have access to threads, threads are very powerful. And even with threads, you have different ways in which you can implement scheduling. And that's something to think about. The way we will see today is to use an event. Event is an object that can be shared between threads, or multiple threads can have access to this event. And one thread can can set an event, and then another thread sees immediately that event is set. And that's how, for example, they can simply communicate. So I can start my scheduler whenever I am creating it, and then stop it whenever event like an event is set between the thread that is owning the scheduler and the thread that is running actually this scheduled function. Yeah? And they can both they have both access to this event. Yeah, so this is something that comes directly from threading module. And this is one way in which you can implement it. Of course, there are other ways. You can share them in the comments if you have some ideas. And for more complex stuff, as I said, of course, you can use operating system utilities like crons, and there are also many different packages in Python in other languages, of course, as well, that implement various utilities for scheduling such a common task. Yeah, so for example, in Python, there is Celery, which gives you like very powerful way in which you can schedule like different objects with different schedules, and also even in distributed manner. So it's much more complex. That's not something that we'll deal with in this video. But this case that we have for now is very simple. So let's see what we have. We'll import time as usual to simulate some work, and we will also import things, of course, from threading. So from threading, import thread to create a thread, and also this event that I was talking about. Yeah, so you can imagine this event like, let's say you and your friend are two threads, and there is a fire camp between you and your friend. Both of you can see it, and if you set it on fire, yeah, then your friend also sees that it's set on fire. That's the basic idea behind the event, and very simple. Now, our main class for today will be a scheduler, a simple scheduler, which will accept couple of parameters inside its init function. So this is this function which is called whenever an object of a class is created. Self, of course, and what do we need? We need the interval, how long it will take, and how long will be those fixed intervals. Yeah? Then we have the interval. We need the function as well. What function should occur? And maybe this function needs arguments. So I need to also pass args and kvarks. That should be it. Now I can create both the event and the thread. Event we can call stop event. And the thread we can call simply underscore thread or run thread or worker thread, however you want. The thing is now, what will be its target? Well, probably not this function directly, since if it's just this function, it will be called once, and we are implementing scheduling, so we want to run it multiple times. So the idea here is that, for example, this function does something like, let's say, polling some external source, like a website, checks something in the database, maybe collects some metrics, maybe it does some routine cleanup, remove some files on the disk. They are getting produced maybe from the same program or maybe from another program, and maybe they only need to live on this disk for, let's say, 1 day. Then you are scheduling with the scheduler the housekeeper function that will check, oh, this file is older than 1 day, then let me remove this, and so on. So things of that nature. And right now, if I put it directly as the target of a thread, then it will run it only once. So I need a wrapper. This wrapper I will call self_run, and we define it here. It will be another method of this class. And of course, it again needs all of this stuff. Like this. And now I can self_run. I can pass args. What are the args? Args to this self-run, not args to the function. Args to the functions are that we are calling, that we are scheduling, are those. And those args are for this. So here we pass all of this. That's it. And we start immediately the thread. And it's running. Start. Okay. So far so good. Now, in a while loop, so forever until a condition is met, which condition? Not what? Not self-stop event is set. Until it's not set, we will do the following. We now finally call this function, and it's called in the loop function. So that's the scheduling function, and we need to pass to its args and kvarks. Since we don't know what kind of arguments it expects, we cannot, for example, set like just value, because maybe I will use later a function that will have no arguments at all, or will have a dictionary as an argument and something like this. So, or I will have like 10 different arguments. So that's why we are using this args and kvarks. This is very common construction in Python, which I will not explain in detail, just giving you some hints why it might be useful. And then it makes it, of course, general. So you can use any function here. And after this, I can again access my stop event and do what? Wait. How long? During the duration of my interval. That's it. I only need one more function or one more method for my class, this time without underscore. It will not be private. It will be public. I give a possibility, an option to the owner of the scheduler. This is a class. So then there will be object created, and whatever has access to this object, whatever created this object of that scheduler class, then can also decide that after some time we do not want to schedule anymore, we stop it. So how can we stop it? Well, we give this way of stopping it through this method. And how to stop it? Of course, I need to then call again stop event set, because this way it's until is set, returns true. And I should also, if I'm nice, wait for my thread to finish properly, and that is calling join on the thread. That's it. Now I can create my worker function, which maybe will just have some message and print the message. That's it. And we can also simulate some work, like it's goes to sleep for 0.1 seconds, like this. Now I will create main. So this will be the function that we are going to schedule inside main. And so we need to now create an object, an instance of this class scheduler that we have created there above scheduler, and it needed what? It needed an interval function args on quarks. Interval, let's say I want every 5 seconds to call this function. I want to call the function work here, and the arguments will be it works. And then it starts immediately. And the idea here is, of course, that the scheduler works independently from the rest of the program. And so main can now spawn 100 other objects and do stuff with them, have call all other functions that it wants. It can be very big, can have many different tasks. And the scheduler is somehow detached from the rest of it and just schedules its function at the fixed interval. Yeah, so while the main can proceed doing whatever it wants, the scheduler works independently. Yeah, so that's the whole idea. So I can, for example, now do here stuff like this for underscore in range 10. Say print main continues to work. Or maybe and print I plus 1. And also sleep for 3 seconds, let's say. And then after we are done, of course, we can call stop sit, and now we can call if name equals underscore underscore main underscore underscore, then we can call main like this. Okay, let's see how it works. It works, main continues to work, main continues to work, it works, main continues to work. Okay? So main pulls its things and does its things independently, and the scheduler calls the worker independently. And then when the main is done, it will call stop, and the scheduler will stop as well. That's it. The whole process finished, and with exit goes 0, and we are done.